You either use the internet for fun or you use the internet to grow. You're here to grow. Welcome to TRS Clips.
So Venus has this very interesting thing. Venus is also known as Kavya. Kavya means poetry. So Venus fundamentally gives you the ability, all that is artistic in the world is governed by Venus. Okay. Aesthetics is governed by Venus, whether it is wonderful aesthetics or weird aesthetics. Okay. Whether it is a classical painting or whether it is a very difficult modernistic or postmodernistic painting जो किसी को समझ में नहीं आ रहा है, that also is Venus. But different positions of the Venus. It could be that the Venus is a weaker Venus, but other combinations are there. So a very famous painting, but you're not able to understand कि ये हो क्या रहा है. Whereas a classical painting could be a very classically placed, nicely placed Venus. Okay. So like that. So Venus governs, in general, it governs women. Venus governs things of beauty, whether the way you are dressing up, whether you're using a perfume and all that, all these are Venus. Jewelries, everything is Venus. Poetry is Venus. The ability to write poetry is Venus. Venus also governs Tantra Shastra.
I wonder who has a strong Venus. So.
No, there are other grahas also that govern, but Venus has one particular governing capacity of Tantra. And this comes from, Venus is among the grahas, Venus is one of the gurus, by the way. There are only two gurus in the grahas. Venus is one of them. And Venus comes from Shukracharya. We find the reference to Shukracharya many times in our scriptures. Shukracharya was one of the Rashis. Okay. And he was the guru of the Asuras and the Daityas. Okay. Shukracharya was born in the lineage of Bhrigu. Bhrigu was one of the Rashis. Bhrigu. And Shukracharya was a terrific worshipper of Shiva. It is Shukracharya who gave us the Mrityunjaya mantra. It is said that he went to Kashi and for 5,000 years he worshipped Shiva in a normal way of Paddhati of worship, and nothing happened. Then he said, I'll do severe austerities. For 1,000 years he worshipped Shiva, but making sure that he only consumes the smoke from burned grains, nothing else, only smoke in your eyes, continuously for 1,000 years while chanting the mantra of Shiva, Sanskrit mantra. After 1,000 years, they say that there's an anecdotal story. The other grahas and the other gods, the gods came to see, okay, how is he able to do this much amount of sadhana? How is he able to do this much amount? So gods came and they were like, but they themselves cannot do this much. What Shukra is doing, just inhaling smoke. Can you imagine? Man, his almost eyes are blind, kind of, with smoke and all that, and is continuously worshipping. After 1,000 years, they tell Shiva that please give him whatever he wants. Stop this, because if he keeps doing that, he alone will control everything. Shiva appears before him and tells him, I'll teach you one thing. I'll teach you the Mrita Sanjivani Vidya, how to bring the dead back to life. Something that no one else has got. He gives him that. Shukra uses that then to revive the Asuras during the battle. Okay. So he is able to bring back all the divine beings and all that. So then the Pramathas or the Shivaganas, they come to Shiva and say that he's reviving all the Asuras back. All the wounds are going in there again. So how will we defeat them ever? Then Shiva tells Nandi, who is Shiva's greatest bhakta, does that go and catch him and bring him here. Okay, so he gets Shukra back to Shiva, digests Shukra, takes him inside his body, eats. Inside the body of Shiva, he's seeing that all the 14 lokas are there, universes is there, everything is there. Gods are there, asuras are there, whatever is happening outside, everything is inside his body only. Okay. And in this, he's not able to come out of that state. Because they say that I think for hundreds of years he stayed inside the body of Shiva. Okay. And the Asuras obviously became weaker because he was not using the Vidya to revive them anymore. So the gods started winning. After that, finding no other excuse, no other way out, he was able to come out from the sexual organ of Shiva. Then Shiva told him that by this act you become like my son. Okay. And you will have mastery over certain aspects. So Shiva's, so he gets the name Shukra. Shukra, the word also means semen. Shukracharya. He has, Venus controls everything about sexuality. In the sense, normal sexuality. Okay. Everything, whether a person, looking at the condition of Shukra, you can find out A to Z about a person's various things about his sexuality and things like that. Okay. Including even those aspects which are, for example, used in Tantra, some of the aspects where Maithuna is used in Tantra, whether it can be done on, whether an individual will be able to do it or not, depends on the Shukra.
Wow. Okay.
Shukra knows the Vidya to revive somebody. If Shukra is strong in a person, certain things, there are practices they can do by which, even if they may be aging, they still look young. It is the capacity of Shukra to give you that. Shukra is fundamentally passion. See, Moon and Shukra, both are likeness, but there is a difference. Both are feminine grahas, but there is a difference. Moon is that general bliss and happiness. बहुत मजा आ रहा है लाइफ में, सब ठीक है, इससे आगे नहीं जाना है, पीछे नहीं जाना, मजा आ रहा है, everything is fine. Shukra is passion. This is what he applies in the sadhana. He says that no, I have to get Shiva. उसके लिए like mad he does a sadhana. Everybody is stunned. How the hell is he able to do this? So much of penance, austerity. Okay, this is the capacity of Shukra. Without Shukra, it is very difficult to succeed in the world because you don't have passion for something. If you don't have passion, you are not going to put in that effort. And passion could be for anything. Passion could be for sadhana also.
And once passion's in something, it doesn't feel like effort.
Exactly. Then it is not work anymore. Anybody who has done something terrific will need to have some blessings of Shukra.
Venus will have to be in a good place in their chart.
Yes.
For their material growth.
Correct. Not just material, that's what. There are certain combinations. There's a particular combination of Venus, Saturn and Ketu present in the chart. It shows a tapasvi yoga. You are able to do tapasya, which means that you are able to do penances, hard penances. Okay. Because you like doing it. Once, as you said, once you start liking something, then it is not effort anymore. Then no one has to prod you to go to office or go to school or something like that. You on your own will do it. Okay, that is the blessing of Shukra. And it's very, very important in many things.
On a very low level, I know that if your Venus is in a good place, you are said to have a lot of sex in your life.
That is one way of looking at it. So basically, what happens is that two things. Venus does govern sex, but also it governs for a man, Venus also governs his wife or girlfriend or something like that. Whatever, his partner. Okay. Venus by itself is women. All women are governed by Venus. In fact, by looking at the position of Venus, you can make out even that what are the physical features and various other things.
Really?
A lot of things. Okay. So not just Venus, other grahas are there, but Venus is a key component of it.
Okay.
And so Venus connects to Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi. And also among the Mahavidyas, Venus connects to Kamalatmika as a Mahavidya. Okay, that's the Tantric form of Lakshmi. But again, a Graha is never alone. So once it has influence of other Grahas, its character and behavior changes. Venus, by the way, also controls things like films and all that. You can never be famous as a film actor or somebody who's well known until your Venus is well placed and connected to certain places in the horoscope.
Okay.
That visibility, that's the thing. Venus, that connection of a lot of people, okay, that kind of fame with respect to films and things like that, all are somehow governed by Venus. One of the artistic fields, media, for example, also Venus.
New clips released at the same time that a podcast releases. This is TRS Clips. Make sure you subscribe.